What is your American dream?
I was born in New York. My American dream is music, and DJing is the one thing that I love.
My family's from Puerto Rico. I was born and raised in the Bronx. My American dream is to achieve success and prosperity through my hard work.
I am from India. I do hope that each one of us realize our own humanity and start helping each other succeed. We are all humanity, and that's the least we should be able to do.
I am from Poland. My American dreams be close to my kids and my grandkids, be happy, enjoy daily life. My dreams are very humble.
I'm from Suriname, South America. My American dream is to take advantage of opportunities to excel at my talents.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Well, Spar and Bernstein has been nothing but great to me throughout my trials. I mean, it's 5 years into this car accident, and they never gave up on me, never. And in everything, they fought for me, and I am so proud to tell everyone, don't even wink for a moment. It's you, Spar and Bernstein. My lawyer here, Mr. Barack, has been a cage animal. He wanted to go on trial, but thank God we settled out of court, and it was something that I'm very, very happy about. So everyone, I'm telling you, I'm not just making stories up. You have to use this law firm. Spar and Bernstein is the best, worldwide best.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, it's another day, another minute, another life, another attorney. Shannon, welcome to the Brad and Squeeze Show. I don't even have to introduce Brad.
How are you, Squeeze?
I am wonderful.
Yes, you are wonderful.
I am wonderful.
Yes.
After last night's Tish storm,
Yes.
okay, I am.
You can
okay.
say it. It's been said across the whole.
Yeah, but the FCC regulates
No,
it
no,
first.
they said it.
Yeah, no, they
No.
said it on CNN, which is a cable network.
It's okay. Yeah.
You can't say it on an FCC regulated radio station.
Yes, you can. Donald Trump said.
Oh, you go ahead and say it.
I'll say it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm repeating what Donald Trump said.
Yeah, but you can't say it on FCC radio.
Yes, you can. Donald Trump said that Haiti and some of the African countries, why would we want those, what I want to use the exact quote, shits, right? Countries here. Shithole countries here. You're allowed to say it because it's news.
No, you're not.
You are.
I'm telling you.
So,
And no one should say it.
and nobody should say it.
No one
okay,
should
but
say
it was said.
including the president of
Yes.
the United
It's
States.
allowed to. You're allowed to say it on a cable network. You're not allowed
All
to say
right,
it.
well, that's not the debate we're having here right now, Squeeze. So Anderson Cooper, whether we're allowed to say it or not, it was said it was disgusting, it was horrible.
Right.
Okay, it's disgraceful, it's disrespectful
And that
to
we
human
all agree.
beings. And I myself was disgusted that this man was the president of the United States, and I have no problem saying it because he said it. I'm repeating what he said, and it's disgusting. As a matter of fact, probably the best response that I saw, was from Anderson Cooper. And I think we have a little bit of a tape. We can only run a few seconds of it. But Anderson Cooper, before we run the tape, Anderson Cooper said that he had taught, and he's the CNN person on CNN. He said he taught math in high school. He was taught math in high school by a Haitian immigrant who returned to the country of Haiti and was assassinated while running for president. He spent a lot of time, Anderson Cooper, in Haiti as a young reporter in the 1990s. He spent more than a month there while the earthquake struck, and he returned many times for work and vacation. He has said Haiti is a collection of rich people and poor people, which is true, well-educated people and people not good, and people some not bad, and some people not good, and some people good, and some people not bad. Just like America's a collection of good and bad people, and Norway, guess what, is a collection of good and bad people, but all strong people nevertheless. And what he said is you can't be strong from a place where the government abandons its people. The problem with Haiti is it has a government problem, if anything. And the opportunity is not there, and they've been punished by Mother Nature more than any place deserves ever to be punished. Actually, today marks the 8th anniversary of a 7.1 magnitude earthquake that killed over 300,000 Haitians. We don't know the exact number because people were literally buried under rubble. More than 1.5 million people 8 years ago today were left homeless and displaced by this earthquake. And the people of Haiti, they were rescuing people with their bare hands, not with help from the government, but on their own, banding together to help others, literally picking up rubble and bricks and mud and construction debris piece by piece. And what Anderson Cooper said, I've never actually been to Haiti. Shannon is from Haiti. Yes. Squeeze is from Jamaica. He said, when you go to Haiti, Haitians always shake your hand. I'm quoting Anderson Cooper. Haitians always shake your hand. They look in your eye and they stand tall. As the President of the United States said, what he said about Haiti yesterday, that Anderson Cooper, and of course all of us here at the Brad and Squeeze Show, and probably most decent Americans, or all decent Americans, or all decent people around the world, that we stand with them and send them our love. And I don't think we need to run the tape because I basically said what he said. My only other response that I saw, which was the best response that I saw on a tweet from what Donald Trump said, was the former president of Mexico, Vicente Fox. In a tweet, he wrote, "At real Donald Trump, your mouth is the foulest shithole in the world. America's greatness is built on diversity, or have you forgotten your immigrant background, Donald?" And that basically sums it up. So this morning, we're going to be joined by a family who the father and the husband is about to be deported back to Haiti for a crime he committed or found guilty in the 1980s, and since then has been what by all accounts a model citizen. We're going to get into that in a second. Just to repeat what happened this morning, Donald Trump now says that he didn't say those words, although 20 people claim he did. And it's right out of the Donald Trump playbook to deny that he said things, just like he denied touching women, because as soon as you admit it, then it becomes the truth. But if you deny it, then you muddy the waters, and maybe he did say it, maybe he didn't say it. But 20 people heard him say it. I have no doubt he said it. It was not denied by the White House press staff yesterday. It was only denied by Donald Trump at 4 a.m. on a tweet this morning. And the Daily News, there's the front page of the Daily News, Squeeze. Apparently the Daily News does not believe him either. They took our idea of the, we had his hair on a pumpkin, but now they're putting it on a poop emoji. So there you have it. So I don't know if you have any thoughts, Shannon, Squeeze, other than FCC thoughts.
I'm just worried about getting fined. That's all.
All right. What else? Any other thoughts, Squeeze?
On a serious note, though, after watching the news all night last night, I literally fell asleep watching CNN. Don Lemon also had a solid piece to say about Donald Trump stopping short of telling him to go F himself.
What did he say? I didn't see
basically, pretty much what Anderson Cooper said.
Right.
And he's just they're all just completely appalled that the President of the United States happens to be using certain language to everyone, to the people, because whatever comes out of the mouth as a president is going to go out to the people. And we all knew this, but pretty much what he said yesterday, he's saying, I am a racist, and there's nothing that any of you can do about it.
I mean,
That's what he's saying. I mean, when you say, why do we need more of Haiti, when you say, why don't we bring people from Norway instead of Haiti and Africa and El Salvador and stuff? That's a straight up racist, biased comment.
Yeah, because he's saying we want people who look white.
Precisely.
We don't want people of color.
And
and lumps every person of color as the word he used.
Right, exactly.
I mean, it's perturbing on so many different levels. I mean, you have children who are watching the news and basically hearing this and
Thank
now
you.
thinking, I mean, I had to make sure that my husband turned off the TV last night because I didn't want my children to hear that. And they're going to go to school and basically hear these things also because you have older students who are basically watching the news and bringing this in. It is not what America is based on. America is based on values, great values. It's based on diversity. You have almost everyone comes from an immigrant background. And just like, Brad was saying, hey, he forgets. He forgets he has an immigrant background.
Shannon, you brought up the fact about the children. Can you imagine what's happening in a lot of these schools now?
Of course.
Racism is just going to grow in these schools right now.
Because children are affected. They
Very much
see
so.
what adults do. Okay, children see adults drink, they drink.
Right.
Children see adults smoke
smoke.
in the movies, they smoke.
Yeah.
Children say it's okay to say racist comments. The President of the United States says it. It's in our normal, everyday discourse. You learn from what you see and watch.
And to use profanity when you're expressing a thought, I mean, it just goes to show the low intellect that actually exists. Speak in a way, if there's something that you need to say, if there's a logic behind your reasoning, just express it. Don't use profanity. Then you're sitting up here, now it's the children. It's a vulnerable population. Listen, as a Haitian American, you can say what you know, but I know my worth. I know what I've contributed. I know that my father proudly served in the United States Army. I know that my brother's here. So no matter what Donald Trump says, I'm not impacted about because I know my worth. It's the children. It's the children you have to be concerned about.
And you're a mother
of course.
of Haitian, and your husband is
My
also
husband's
is Haitian as well. Now your children are very little, so you shield them from this. But what do you say? Have you thought about what if your children were 10, 12, 14, 16 years old?
This morning I woke up.
What would you say? I don't even know.
I woke up this morning and basically I told them, I was like, always remember you come from strong people because I expect them to hear this in school. It's just the reality of the situation. I expect them to hear it in school. So I told them, you come from a strong people. Your mommy, your daddy, your grandparents, we all work hard. We earn the right. So just for them to know, so they have that pride in them, it's my job to instill that in them. But unfortunately, the president is not really basically enforcing those values in this country. And that's what's sad.
The other thing also is that he's dividing the country by saying that.
Of course.
In a huge way.
Of course he is.
I mean, that's exactly how he won the election in my opinion.
That's his playbook.
But now he's building up that mass,
right?
Which it's just hate. It's just straight up hate that he's spewing out. And what can be done about it?
And it's really for his own selfish purposes. It's not to help America.
No.
It's not making America great by pitting one against the other, by saying that your racial differences make you something less than American or less worthy to be in America. That doesn't make America great. What makes America great is embracing everything that we have in common, which is 99.999% human beings are all common together. I say it all the time. We have 10 fingers, a nose, mouths, the same brains.
We all breathe the same
color. we all breathe the same air. We all eat similar foods or different foods, and we all have feet and knees and elbows and thought processes. And you know what? We all have feelings, and we all feel the same. We all cry. We all laugh, and it's very, very hurtful when somebody says that about one person over another. And I don't know what the purpose is to make. It certainly doesn't make America great. It certainly doesn't make people feel great to be an American. It's embarrassing. It's an embarrassment. Not only am I embarrassed as an American, I'm angry as an American that our leader would say something like this.
And that's where basically I feel that so many people need to basically call their representatives, call their congressional representative, their senators, and let them know that this is unacceptable. This is unreal. You cannot allow this type of behavior any longer. And that's what frustrates me. That's what we should do as people, to basically say that this is not acceptable.
And I think a lot of congressmen, I don't know at what point, I mean, I would say privately, even the Republicans have to be embarrassed about this. At some point, our elected officials have to stand up and say this is not right. I'm waiting for the day when the people who work in the White House resign and say, I can't work for a man like this anymore. Where are those resignations from somebody who is head up in the White House, whether it's a cabinet minister or one of his advisors, to say what Donald Trump stands for, I don't stand for as an American? When is that going to happen? Because I know for a fact that there's many people who work there who got to be saying to themselves, this is disgusting, and keep quiet.
As I was telling you before the show started this morning, that on CNN, they were discussing the possibility of the fact that he does have a mental problem. I mean, after what he said, but we also need to think about, yesterday he also said that he has a good relationship with the North Korean president, Kim Jong-un.
I don't know about that.
He said it.
Can I tell you something? 48 hours.
He tweeted that he has a good relationship with him.
What about
this guy's crazy?
What about the Dreamers? Okay, the Dreamers their heads are spinning right now.
Yes.
Okay, 48 hours ago he said, I'll sign anything. They bring him something. And he calls everybody a racist.
But that's what he
calls everybody racial epithets.
It goes to Squeeze's point, like he's inconsistent, and you don't know what to believe.
That's right. You don't know on a day-by-day basis.
He changes every day.
Okay, he's not making America great. What he's doing is making America really anxious and angry. And he's making America
he's just not fit to be president. That's what I'm saying.
Like something that we are not. We are a welcoming people, and every time people come into contact with immigrants, we've seen it all the time. Remember when we had that, the director from Maine Girls, They brought people together, and what they realized is they have so much more in common than they have not in common. People have to embrace our commonality, and I don't know what else to say. I'll give you the last words.
Thank you so much. Well, I want to remind people, this is the Brad and Squeeze Show. We've got Shannon, we've got Brad Bernstein, myself here. We're just a little bit, some of us very irate, some of us some about what the President of the United States said out of his mouth yesterday, which was very appalling. And we're here discussing it today. We want to hear your views and all of that. But do remember that we're also here to answer your immigration questions. So do call us at 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Also remember to place your questions on the Brad and Squeeze Facebook page, where our social media guru, Kim Moore, we call her RFK, Rapid Fire Kim, will read those questions off and the attorneys will answer them. Once again, that's the Brad and Squeeze Facebook page. Just put that in your search bar and it will come up. Once again, also, do remember to share the page. We're asking each and every one to first share it on your own timeline, then share it to at least 30 of your friends so that the world can see what it is that we're talking about. We're genuinely here to help people, the attorneys and myself. So once again, please participate by sharing the Brad and Squeeze Facebook page on your friend's page, up to 30 at least, all right? Brad, you ready to jump in, or you've got some new?
No, we have somebody on hold right now. Okay, that is apropos to what we're talking about right now. On Skype, we have today with us Janae Corter, if I'm pronouncing her last name right. Her ex-husband and the father of their 4 U.S. citizen children, Jean Montrevil, who came to the United States 32 years ago, is now being held in detention in Miami, Florida, and is about to be deported to Haiti momentarily, within hours, days, or a few days from now. Now, Jean, the history quickly is Jean was charged when he came here as a young teenager. His father left him on the streets, and he was arrested one time in his entire life. There he is, with apparently a small amount of cocaine in an apartment where he was with his friends. And back in the 1990s, small drug offenses, they put young black men in jail for decades for small drug offenses.
His first offense.
First offense. And the drugs apparently were in the apartment that he was in, not even physically on him. He was sentenced to 33 years in jail for this as a young man who just came here to America. He served 11 years, was sent for deportation in 1994. His lawyer did not show up to his deportation hearing, so he was ordered deported because he didn't know what to say or do. He stayed another 4 years in detention. He was finally released. Immigration, for whatever reasons, let him go. Didn't come to deport him. He came out of detention, started a business in Brooklyn, which we'll get into, met Janae, started a family, 4 U.S. citizen children, one of whom has gone through cancer treatments as a young child. By all accounts, has been an upstanding father, an upstanding businessman, has started a family, and is contributing not only to his family, but to society as well. And immigration now has just literally picked him up, put him in jail, and is about to deport him for a crime he committed as a young man. And let's say he did it. It was a small amount of cocaine in an apartment where he was physically in 35 years ago. They allowed him to, the tragedy of all this is they allowed him to live a life,
right,
and make 4 U.S. citizen children, have a U.S. citizen wife, start a whole family, and then rip him apart from them 35 years later. Janae, who do we have here on Skype?
Janae.
Janae and Janiyah, how are you?
I'm getting you. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Who is Janae? Who's Janiyah?
I'm Janae with the fur.
Yo. All right, and then we have in another picture there, that's a picture of Jean. Squeeze, do you want to start? Shannon, do you want to start?
Shannon, I'll give you the honors of starting.
My name is Shannon Laguerre-Maingrette. How are you? Did Jean come to America legally?
Yes, he came here as a legal permanent resident with a green card. Jean is a twin. He has a twin sister named Rose. She lives in Atlanta. His father married someone who sponsored him to come to the U.S.
And how old was he when he came to the U.S.?
He came to the U.S. at the age of 17. Jean lost his mom at the age of 9. When his father sponsored him to come here, he just let them fend for themselves. He felt that I brought you to America, now you figure it out.
So how did he get caught up in the criminal system?
He got caught up in a criminal system hanging out with the wrong crowd. Because Jean and his friend were both arrested the same day for the same drug offense in Virginia. Virginia is a Commonwealth state.
And this was in the 1980s, is that correct?
Yeah, 1989.
Uh-huh.
And his friend tried to tell them that the stuff belonged to him, but they charged both of them with the crime. They deported his friend, and Jean's still here. Jean was released from the federal penitentiary in 2001 to federal parole. He reported to his federal parole every month as they asked him. He received a letter maybe a month before his parole would have been over, stating that they was going to release him from parole early for good behavior, only for me to receive a phone call saying that ICE staged it. It was a bust. They stated that he should have never been released to the U.S. soil. He should have been deported.
So what is your background? Tell us about your background.
I'm born to an American mother and a Jamaican father.
And you have 4 U.S. citizen children. What are their ages?
Jean had a son from a previous relationship. His oldest son is 27. My oldest daughter is 19. My son Josiah went through the treatment. He's 14. And our youngest daughter is 2 years old.
And to me, the tragedy is that they didn't deport him. They let him come back into the United States, live here. All of these children were born after he was released from prison, after ICE did not go to deport him. They allowed him to have a whole family here, have a 19-year-old, 4 children with you, a home, a business, and now 25, 30 years later, for one drug offense that he may or may not have committed, that he was spent 11 years in jail for, they now say, get out of the country, and you and your family will never be the same again.
Can you explain?
Absolutely.
How does that make you feel?
It's a disgrace. It's jeopardy. When Jean was serving his time, the law is not even in effect. They run the laws against immigrants retroactively. So you have people 60, 70 years old facing deportation for crimes that they committed in the 70s and 60s. To me, that's very unfair. And he has a pending case at the Border Immigration of Appeals. His check-in wasn't until the 16th of this month. They actually was watching him go back and forth to work. They waited until he came out on his lunch break, because not only do he have his own business, he works for a hospital in Long Island. He transports doctors back and forth to different hospitals.
Okay.
So he had a
They picked
check-in.
him up.
He had a check-in for the 16th of this month?
Yeah, he had a
And that's
check-in.
where, and that's where, and that's when they picked him up.
No, but she said they picked him up in front of.
Oh, they didn't pick him up at the check-in.
No.
Yeah, they
Where did
didn't give him a chance.
Where
They
did they
didn't
pick
even
him
give
up?
him a chance to go to the check-in. And the director of immigration, Mr. Thomas Decker, he had a relationship with Thomas Decker. He has a relationship with the dean's attorneys, and his support system has stated that he was not going to detain Jean again until his case receives a decision. And as soon as Thomas Decker went on vacation, Scott Mekowitz revoked his supervision and went to his house to pick him up. They cuffed him, they pat him down. Thank God they didn't do a good search, because he had a cell phone and he was able to text me with handcuffs on his wrist, letting me know that ICE picked him up.
Squeeze?
Wow. Now, children are very fragile. Is this taking a toll on the kids? How is it affecting them?
Yeah, it's taking a big toll on them, because Josiah, he's a brain tumor survivor. He has to go get brain MRIs every 6 months to make sure the tumor is not coming back. And he was already struggling to remain focused in school, because he tells his guidance counselor it's hard to focus on school when you don't know whether or not your dad is going to be there.
You know.
So
I got a question, a follow-up question, Elizabeth. My question for the attorneys here, considering that the child is going through this situation, isn't there anything that the attorneys can do to help in this situation, seeing that this child is going to suffer even more without his father being
The
around?
question I was going to ask, which answers your question, is whether or not a stay of removal was filed.
Yeah, they filed an emergency stay of removal, but the chances of ICE doing that is going to be slim to none, because Jean is considered one of the big immigrants in New York City who speaks out on unjust laws. So his lawyer filed courts in the federal government trying to get to halt like an injunction. So we're waiting for a decision from that.
You know, Squeeze, I had an opportunity to speak to Josiah earlier today before he went to school.
That's a kid.
And we have a video of that. And this is the child who had cancer. Thank God he's okay now, but has to be checked every 6 months. And what people have to understand is his father will never be able to come back and visit this boy again. Okay, once he leaves the United States of America and gets deported. And this child can never go live with his father in Haiti, even if he wanted to, because they don't have the medical support. So basically, this child is now going to be fatherless for the rest of his life for a crime that the father committed 35 years ago for being in a room with drugs, did 11 years in jail, and the government just chose never to deport him, and 35 years later decides, after he has a family, a business, to go send him home, because this is what the Trump administration wants. Let's see Josiah.
Okay.
Hi, Josiah. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
So you're 14, I understand?
Yeah.
So you're in
Yes.
You're in 9th grade?
Yeah.
9th grade. So what year were you born?
I was born in November 2003.
2003. So you were born well after all this stuff happened with your dad, right?
Yeah.
So what have you heard? You know your dad's in deportation. What have you heard about this? Tell us what you know about it.
I've heard that they're thinking about deporting him back to Haiti, and once he gets there, he's gonna have to get interviewed by Haitian government, and then a family member must sign and pick him up. But since he doesn't have any family down there, he's either gonna have to pay or go to jail. But since he doesn't have any money, it's more likely that he's gonna go to jail down there. And it's just sad because they're like trying to make money off of the criminal deportees.
That's very true. So what does this mean to you? How has this been affecting you?
That would mean that I lose my father, and he's the one who pushes me so hard to make sure that I get into like the top schools and try my best in school.
And do your friends know what's going on?
Yeah.
And how have they been? Have they been supportive of you?
Yeah, they've been sharing the petition and trying to get more signatures. And just yesterday, me and some of my friends were working on getting it set up, making posters to hang up around my school that would also have a QR code that they could scan.
And when was the last time you saw your father?
Last time I saw him was about a couple days before he got detained.
And he.
So that was on like Saturday.
Okay, but you have not seen him since he's been detained.
No.
And have you spoken to him since he's been detained?
I've spoken to him maybe once or twice.
And what has he told you when he was in detention?
He told me to just make sure I try and get more signatures and just to stay focused on school and make sure to do my best to make him proud.
Are you worried for him?
A little bit.
Yeah. And have you ever been to Haiti?
No.
You've never been. I guess, would you be anxious to go to Haiti to visit him? If you were to be deported?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And let me ask you one last question. Your father, tell us about your relationship with him.
We have a close relationship. Like, whenever I need help, he's always there to help me. And, like, if I say I need help in school, he'll always try and find a tutor that can help me so that I can make sure to learn everything I need to know in case there's, like, a big test coming up.
And what did he do for a living? Do you know what he did for a living, how he made money?
He worked for a driving service which drove people around and would take them to, like, prisons to go so that they could go see their family.
Okay. And he worked long hours?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have 2 sisters and 1 brother.
And have they and you discussed this amongst yourselves? What's going on?
I've talked to my sisters, but it's my stepbrother, so I haven't really talked to him that much.
Mm-hmm. Has anybody in school, any of the teachers, have you spoken to the teachers about this, or have they given you any sort of counselors to help you in school?
Yeah, I've talked to a couple of teachers, and I've emailed the principal and the like vice principal and dean, so that they could try and help.
And how do you feel this morning, knowing that it's possible your father's going to get deported to Haiti? He's not going to be able to live with you in your home anymore. You feel anxious, frustrated, angry, scared? Tell us how you feel.
I feel scared and like upset because it's kind of atrocious what they're doing, like splitting up families due to a drug offense that he committed years ago while he was still in Haiti, and he already had served his time there, and it was only a minor offense.
Yeah, well, it was a minor offense, and back in the day, for minor drug offenses, they would put people in jail for years and years and years. And certainly your father is getting punished again and again and again for something that he may or may not have done, who knows, but even if he did it, he certainly doesn't deserve the punishment that he's getting, and your family certainly doesn't deserve the punishment that he's getting. You're a very strong man. You're a very smart young man. I don't know how this is going to work out. I'm not his attorneys. We're just finding out about this now. And of course, we wish you and the family and him all the best, and hope it has a happy ending.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. All right. Good luck in school today.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great job there, Mr. B.
Thank you.
All right, great job in interviewing a wonderful kid. My question to the family here on hand is, What is Jean going back to in Haiti after his deportation? What could he possibly be going to Haiti to do? What is he going to do? How is he going to develop a life? And how is that going to affect the relationship between him and you guys? How do you feel about all this?
It's sad. He doesn't have no family there. All of his siblings are here. So he's going to go from being a provider to a dependent. He's going to require help. When he was providing help, Janai's in college. She has a big college bill that's due for the spring semester. He didn't even get a chance to pay it because they detained him.
Right. Janai, what do you have to say about all of this? You haven't been doing much talking. How do you feel?
I feel like what's going on is not.
We're breaking up.
You're breaking up. Can you speak closer to the microphone?
Yeah.
You guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
now we can.
Yes, I just feel like there's people not problem with me. Like,
Yeah, her connection is bad.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're not hearing you. And I know you have a lot to say. If you can just get very close to the microphone, even if we don't see your face.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yes,
now we
can
can.
hear
Go
you,
ahead.
Okay. Like, unfortunately, Jemiah, I don't think she really gets it because she's only 10 and she doesn't remember that much. But Josiah, he's really understanding it now. And, like, I was watching the news last night and a lot of immigration talk is going on.
Yeah.
And the way people talk is just like, you're not dealing with humans. Like, they keep referring to them, oh, we can just send them back to their country. Like, it's not a person you're actually dealing with who has formed a life in America already, who has family.
Well,
So when they decide that they want to just, up and take somebody, it's like, do you really think about what you're doing and the repercussions behind it?
I think that's very powerful, and I think what you're doing as a family and showing that you're a human being. This is a human being, and look what this policy is doing. It's so easy to say you suck, get out, until you see what's happening. And I can tell you as an immigration attorney what I have noticed from many people, in my dealings, not as an immigration attorney, but just walking around as a human being, is that Americans say, a lot of Americans say, not everybody, a lot of Americans say, kick the immigrants out, except this one. I know them. They're really nice. I like them. Okay, so when people get to know people as a human being, which is what hopefully we're trying to do here, you see, hey, what's happening here is wrong.
Right. It's to humanize the
Correct.
whole concept.
Correct.
And so people can understand what's going on. If you could just tell us what's going on, because you said there was an appeal or some motion in the Board of Immigration Appeals. What argument is being presented to help him?
That he had inadequate legal representation, and there's a lot of flaws in his case.
Okay, so ineffective representation.
Okay, so ineffective representation.
Counsel.
Yes.
Assistance of counsel.
Yes. That would probably be the. Oh, I don't know why we're getting a feedback. But that would be the only.
Well, I mean, the other thing too is that, which is really sad, that's why everyone's so upset with the Trump administration, is prosecutorial discretion.
That's
That's
right.
what kept him here for so long, is because he hasn't gotten in trouble. I've been told that he hasn't been arrested. He has a family now, he has a business, he's working, he's paying taxes. And this is something that happened 30 years ago. I mean, there are times I go into court and the judge says, hey, this happened so long ago, I'm going to terminate the case. And prosecutorial discretion is like, we're not going to have this person deported because he's not a threat to national security, he's not a threat to public society, and that's unfortunate that Trump said no more of that.
And you know what we're not hearing about from any politician when they're talking about immigration reform? Here's a perfect example of immigration reform. Somebody who's actually reformed themselves and has a family here who already paid his debt to society more than he should have for a small drug offense shouldn't be ripped apart from his family, sent home, deported. That's immigration reform. Immigration reform is not rip apart families.
Which is what I argue all the time. It's about keeping families together. That is basically what the immigration laws are about. It's to make sure that we keep families united. And in this case, it makes no sense that they would pick him up before his order of supervision, as you said, almost kind of like stake him out and basically pick him up in front of family and friends. It's almost as though he did something wrong, and he didn't.
Well,
Exactly.
I just wanted to say
So,
thanks.
so what have you heard? What's the most recent thing that you've heard from your attorneys? What is the status of where he is at this very moment?
One thing that I know, his case has been pending in the BIA for about 6 months. His attorney did say once they detain you, the case goes a little faster.
That's correct.
Right,
And ICE plays very crooked. They're not supposed to, but I wouldn't put it past them that they're talking negatively about him to the BIA to try to compromise the decision that the BIA makes.
Of course they do. And if the BIA is successful, then that would be wonderful. He would be released. And if the BIA decision is not successful, then you have a choice of allowing the deportation or fighting it in federal court with some sort of habeas corpus petition that they're illegally holding a prisoner against the law simply because he had ineffective assistance of counsel, and as a result of that, everything that resulted because of his ineffective assistance of counsel was a violation of the Constitution of the United States.
Yeah, and they're not taking the children into consideration because Jean saw the product of not having a father. I can't raise him to be a man.
Yeah, right now, though, it's a legal constitutional argument. And the legal constitutional argument, what you're saying is absolutely correct. But under the law as it stands now, it's a legal constitutional argument. Was he given a fair hearing? If he was given a fair hearing, then so be it. If he wasn't given a fair hearing, and I would argue that a lawyer that was supposed to show up to court who doesn't show up to court, that's pretty unfair, because that's what happened. And if he wasn't given a fair hearing, then he would be entitled to a new hearing where they would consider his family and his children and his life here in the United States.
And even, let's just say this doesn't work out. This again goes to talk about prosecutorial discretion. You don't want to deport these kind of people because basically he is doing what he's supposed to do. These are the kind of people that contribute to the United States and make it a better place. And so it's really unfortunate for one crime that basically was committed so long ago, whether it was committed or not, it doesn't matter. It was over 30 years ago. To me, it just doesn't make sense. It goes to show why the immigration laws need to be rewritten. It's so inflexible sometimes. I mean, because basically it's hard to get around sometimes the legality of these statutes, the way it's written. And even if he tried to get a pardon, I know we were talking about that before, the pardon wouldn't work because the way the laws have been written and the BIA, the Board of Immigration Appeals, has stated that, hey, it's not applicable for drug cases, controlled substances.
Pardons don't prevent deportation in a drug case.
And over 30% of people deported now basically are because of drug offenses.
Right.
It's unreal.
And they're going and the trend is to legalize drugs.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, so I mean it's crazy. So Squeeze, I know there's a petition out there for people who want to help this family. What is this petition and how do we find this petition and where do we sign on and where is this petition going? Maybe Janae can give us a little information about that.
Can you expound on that a little bit for us?
Josiah started a petition. It is going to the immigration field director's office. It's going to people in Congress. It's at change.org. He created a little hashtag so it can be easy to get to. You can just type in www.freej.org. Or you can go to change.org and type in his full name, Jean Montrevil, and you see the petition. As I said earlier, he created the petition on Sunday by himself. No help. I didn't even get a chance to proofread it. And he has over 6,000 supporters.
That's great.
Squeeze.
And we're not giving up.
All right. What do you want to say to everyone watching and listening outside of this?
I want everyone to know that immigrant rights are human rights, and we have to not allow what's going on with number 45 affect on. We can allow number 45 to determine what America is. He's not an example of America. America is the land of the free and the home of the brave. It's obviously he's a racist. He has issues, and I just pray to God he get impeached quick. Okay. Because he's destroying families.
All right. And with that said, I'm quite sure by now you have caught all the expletives and the jargons and the words that the president used last night and the language that he used last night. What do you have to say about that?
I heard it this morning because I was so tired last night. I try not to watch the news because, another leader got detained yesterday also. So I was there for him and his family. But my ex-husband, he's Haitian. He's very smart. We have mixed children, and they're very smart. Even after Josiah got his brain tumor removed, he was able to get into Brooklyn Tech High School, which is one of the top high schools in the world. So the stuff that he says about Haitians, I don't pay it any mind. The stuff that he says about everyone else, I don't pay that any mind. It's just, he's just showing how ignorant he is.
Okay, gotcha. Well said, well put. Brad?
Well, I think you're on certainly doing everything that we would be doing for you. I can't think of anything else that we can suggest at this moment. Short of maybe, I don't know if the lawyer in Virginia who's asking for a pardon, I don't know if there's such a thing as vacating convictions in Virginia. That would be helpful rather than the pardon. That would be the only thing, but you would need a Virginia lawyer for that. Short of that, I think you're doing everything you can. You're bringing it to the attention of the world, and congratulations on that. It's a very, very, very sad story. You are making the right motions to reopen based on ineffective assistance of counsel. You're doing all the right things. I just hope it's enough. We all pray for you. We pray for you, and we pray for everybody in this situation.
And thanks for being on the show.
And thank you for coming on and being strong.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. So, Janae Quater.
There you have it.
There you have it. Shannon?
I mean, listen, I've done this since 2004, and I've said to so many different people, this has been like the worst year that I've seen, where people, the officers, the judges would exercise some kind of compassion for these kind of cases. It's no longer happening because they're being given orders not to. And it's unfortunate. And basically, I think when you talked about humanizing the story, that's what we need to do more of. Basically having these kind of stories to see you're breaking up families for something that doesn't make sense. Who gets 33 years for your first crime?
Drug offense.
It's just unreal.
Yeah.
And then after you serve 11 years of it, and then you never leave the country, and now they want to come back years later to say, I'm going to deport you. It's a penalty that is just unfair.
You know what his mistake was? His mistake was being a stupid kid and walking into an apartment that maybe he knew drugs were there. Who knows?
I argue.
Okay? Maybe he knew drugs were there. We're not saying the guy's an angel. But but the punishment's got to fit the crime.
Absolutely.
Right.
The punishment's got to fit the crime. And you being a stupid kid and walking into a room where there's known drugs, whether you were part of it or not, yeah, you're stupid. Yeah, you shouldn't have been there. Yeah, you deserve to be arrested under the law. But you don't deserve to have happen to you in life what happened, which is a 33-year jail sentence, of which you did 11 years, come out, go through this whole merry-go-round of immigration trying to deport you, allowing them to have a family here, children here, you turn your life around. I mean, I give the guy credit being in jail for 11 years, starting a business, having a family, having 4 children, being what looks like a fantastic father. The children are all there in support of him. And then turn around and rip this father away from his family, and he's the supporter.
And this was what I argue all the time, a youthful indiscretion. I mean, this is something a young child, a young kid did something, young man. It's unfortunate, but he's learned his lesson. And that's what the criminal justice system is all about. You're trying to basically, you're reforming, you're rehabilitating, you're also punishing, but you want people to learn from their mistakes. And at this point, he is being penalized over and over again. And not just him, his family.
You know, their one mistake is that this motion for ineffective assistance of counsel should have been done a decade ago. I don't, and unfortunately sometimes when you're in these situations, you put your head in the sand and you're like, I'm not going to do anything because they're not bothering me right now. So I'm scared to do anything and lift my head up and show my face. But their error was not doing anything 10, 15 years ago to try to reopen this case.
And what's sad is that the stay of removal that we were discussing about previously, usually when you would file it in these kind of cases where he has a son who had a brain tumor, had some kind of issue, basically they would routinely approve those and allow them to stay for a year or 2 years, and now they're not approving
Shannon, I just have to say one thing because we're running up against the hour.
I was about to say.
Okay, for those listening on WVIP 93.5, we're going to be off the air in about 60 seconds or so. I do have to remind everybody that this is an attorney advertisement. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome, although I don't think we've said our telephone number once for the entire hour.
We have.
But nevertheless, we are going to continue on live Facebook. And you can turn on your, so those on Facebook, we're going to answer your immigration questions right now. We're going to get to social media Kim. What are we calling her? Rapid Fire Kim. Belgium Kim, social media queen, to answer
RFK.
all your immigration questions on Facebook as well. So if you're listening in the car right now on 93.5 WVIP, pull out your phone, just type in Brad and Squeeze, type in David Squeeze Annakie, type in Brad Bernstein on Facebook. USA Credit Repair, all of those will get you onto our show. If you're watching on Facebook, just keep watching because we're going to answer your immigration questions.
Let me put it in a very simple terminology. Everyone right now, log on to Facebook, type in Brad and Squeeze. The show will continue for a few minutes. We're going to answer your immigration questions. The attorneys are here and we're ready to answer those questions. So just get on the page and check us out. Unfortunately, we're ending on 93.5 FM, but we'll continue on Facebook Live on the Brad and Squeeze page. So make sure you go there and check it out right now.
Now, Squeeze, Jean from Atlantic Beach, South Carolina, has been waiting 51 minutes for her question.
Okay, so let's go to Jean.
Jean.
Hi, good morning, Mr. Brad.
How are you
doing?
I apologize for your 15-minute wait.
Yes, sir. I was listening. It's so sad to hear, but God is in charge.
Yeah.
God is in charge.
Yeah.
I just need to ask you a question. I got married 2016 I'm from Jamaica. I got married 2016. Upon then, my son is 14 and one was 18 at the time. We went for our interview. Everything was good. Upon then, I got a letter back from immigration about my 18-year-old that said that my husband cannot do it.
Correct.
Filing for him.
Correct.
Upon then, my 14-year-old get his green card I got in for the interview in April, and he got his green card in April.
So your question's about the 18-year-old. Your question's about the 18-year-old.
Yes, my question about the 18-year-old.
Where is he now?
So he's home here with me.
You got to file for him.
I don't know what to do.
You got your green card. You got to file an I-130 for him right away.
I got my green card just 2 weeks ago.
Okay, put in an I-130 visa petition for him today.
1930.
I-130. Hold on, you're going to need help because you got to do it right now because once he turns 21, he's going to wait forever. Okay, do it now because he has about an 18 to 24 month wait as it is.
Okay, so
hold
if I have the 2 year, I can do that for you?
Yes. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on because you're going to need help. Okay. All right, let's go to Shannon in Queens has a question for Shannon. Shannon.
Yeah, good. Hello.
Hi,
Good
Shannon.
morning.
Meet Shannon.
Good morning.
Your namesake.
Go ahead, Shannon.
Shannon, what happened to Shannon?
Hello.
Hello, Shannon. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi. I just have a question. It's the first time I'm calling in. I'm from the Netherlands. I came here with a visa waiver, and I overstayed. I want to marry my boyfriend, but my passport is expired. Do I need to go back first and then return?
No, because if you go back, you'll never come back again.
You'll never come back. You just basically file.
Okay. So what I need to do then?
You need to file an adjustment application. So go get married. Your passport's expired. So your biggest problem is getting married because you don't have a valid identification. So you need to go to the local Netherlands consulate, wherever that may be. I'm sure there's one in New York City. You live in Queens, and you renew your passport here in the United States of America. As soon as you have a valid identification, you marry your boyfriend, and you use the old stamp in your passport from when you came on the visa waiver to file an adjustment of status, and you'll get your green card here. You don't leave the United States, because if you leave the U.S., you're going to be in the Netherlands for the next decade.
So my next question is, because I've been there, and they told me that I need to have a Ferriton
ID that I'm a legal, how do you call it, permanent resident from New York. So I don't have that.
Okay, they're there to help you. Your immigration status here shouldn't affect you renewing a passport. What I would suggest then is what I would suggest you do is this: make an appointment to come see us and let us help you go through all this with you. I've never heard of a country not renewing a passport or giving something. Okay, hold on one second. We'll help you. Hold on. All right. We have Marie from Mount Vernon. Marie. Marie.
Go ahead, Marie.
Hello.
How are you?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I have a situation where I am trying to file for my husband in Jamaica. I'm a permanent resident. And I noticed some things that when I was going through the checklist, they say they wanted evidence of a bona fide marriage, but we never purchased anything together, so I don't know how would I provide evidence with that.
I mean, basically what I normally do in cases like this is that if you've traveled to go see him, you would use those documentation, the airline tickets or any kind of proof that you've gone to visit him. That's proof of a bona fide marriage because you're actually going. Pictures also are another good evidence in order to present to show that you guys are in a bona fide relationship.
And in this day and age, there's text messages. Save all your text messages. I love you, honey. I love you. I can't wait to see you. I'll be there in a week. I'll be there in a day. All the little emoji kisses back and forth. Whatever you're doing.
Yeah, you have to be creative in situations like this. That's what I tell clients. So it doesn't have to be property assets that you have, particularly he's somewhere else. It's basically showing that you guys are corresponding and have an intent basically to commingle your financial resources in the future.
Okay.
Hold on if you need. Oh, you have more. Okay.
Yes, I have one more question. I'm sorry. The Form I-30A supplemental information of spouse or beneficiary.
If he's in another country, you don't need to do that. You only need to do the supplement A if he's here in the United States.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you
hold on if you
very
need help.
much.
You're very welcome. All right.
1-800-529-5465. That's the number to call. 1-800-529-5465. But I think we should find RFK.
RFK, also known as BD now. KD. She's now KD. She claims she's Dutch now. So what would be her name?
What? KD?
I don't know. Kim Dutch? I don't know.
I'm lost.
I don't know. She claims she's Dutch. I'm just reading along.
Let's find Kim
Let's
Moore
find
in our
Kim
social
Moore,
media department.
who's Dutch, Belgium. What is she?
Hi.
What are you?
She's everything.
What are you?
She's
You're
my fair
everything
lady.
to everybody. Next thing I know, next thing I know, you're going to tell me you're 98% Jamaican.
93%.
93% Jamaican. Okay.
Yeah, I'm Dutch, Belgian, and American. My mom was born in the Netherlands but has Belgian citizenship. So I have.
Aha! I did not know that. You learn something new every day.
Yep. Especially in this show.
Yes. So actually, she should be DK, Dutch Kim.
Dutch?
Yeah.
Dutch Kim instead of DK. It's almost like DQ, Dairy Queen.
As long as it's not DT.
Right, yeah, don't be DT. If you're DT, you're off the show. All right, so what do you got for Shannon? You want to do rapid fire with Shannon, or you want me to do it? Shannon, you want me to do it?
I think you should alternate.
Together.
We'll alternate?
Yeah.
We could do it together.
We'll do it together. Okay.
So our first question is from Carlene. She asked, my friend married an American citizen, checked with a lawyer who gave the way clear after he was declared a felon. After paperwork and everything was done, the lawyer then came back and said that it's not possible and it's not going to work out. She's already done her biometrics. They've already sent for her husband to do his biometrics. What should she do?
Totally screwed. Come see us because let's figure out what the felony is and if there's a waiver available. You should never be filing an adjustment application if you have any criminal record without speaking to a competent attorney who will tell you whether or not it's worthwhile to go through. I'm scared now that he could be put in deportation.
Yeah, and I actually would withdraw it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, don't withdraw it yet. Come see us immediately and let's figure it out.
We have to do that.
King asks, is it true that work permits are taking 6 to 7 months right now?
No, I mean it's taking much longer than the 90 days. but 4 to 5 months.
4
That's
months.
really what's going on.
Yeah.
Donna asks, my priority date is January 10th, 2005. When should we be receiving the letter to start processing? It's for an F4 Jamaica.
You should be getting it short. They're in October 2004 now, so if you're January 05, I would assume that sometime over the next 6 months.
Jan asks, if you're over 21 and you're here in the U.S., how long does it take for your dad to sponsor you? The person is not married.
Well, that's something you're going to have to come in and talk to us about because there's so many other factors that are involved.
Yeah, well, we're going to assume that she's over 21, she's not 245I, she doesn't need a provisional waiver. Let's assume that it's going to be about 7 or 8 years with a provisional waiver home and back.
Princess asks, can you as citizens who are on government benefit marry and file for someone?
Depends what the government benefit is. They can always get married. Whether or not you can file is a different story.
Jeff has a question about Jean's piece that we just did. He's curious about, isn't there a statute of limitation on time that they're allowed to deport him for something like this?
No.
Right, no. And that's what's so sad
And that's
about
the
it.
tragedy of the whole entire thing. That, that the U.S. government basically was incompetent. Basically, they were incompetent because they should have, under the law, deported him back in 1994. So they were incompetent. They allowed him out. They allowed him to live his life. And 20 years later, they decide, now we're going to deport him.
And these arguments have been made in court, and basically they're like, no, it doesn't matter.
Right.
We're still going to deport them. So that is the tragedy. The reality is there's no statute of limitations, and that's why I keep on arguing that we should rewrite these laws in order to make them more fair and a little bit more flexible.
Donna wants to know, I've been living here for 6 years as a resident and I need to file for my citizenship, but I'm unable to work because of health problems and I'm not paying taxes. Now they used to pay taxes on my H-2B visa. I was filed for by my daughter. Is that going to be a problem?
So I assume she has a green card now. She wants to know if she's not working because of health issues. Could she become a citizen? There's no requirement to work to become a citizen. If that's the question.
It's the taxes I think she's concerned about because you have to show that you file the taxes, but she's not working.
She's not working. You only have to, right.
When you go to the interview, what they'll ask you is basically, how are you supporting yourself? And then you'll be able to show that. We've done that many times here.
So basically, there's no requirement to file. You only have to file taxes if you work.
Right.
So the question becomes when you go. I'm repeating exactly what Shannon said. I don't know why, but this is what I do. When you go to the interview, they want to make sure that you're not working and pocketing the cash that you. So they just want to know how you're supporting yourself if you're not working.
Or doing something illegal.
Right. Or doing something illegal.
Right. King wants to know, I've been waiting for my EAD now for more than 6 months. Is something wrong?
Probably. You may get a request for evidence, or certainly you should go in, and we can do that here, do an info pass and see what's going on. There is an issue.
Yes, you should come see us.
Clueless wants to know, do I do the W-7 when I do my taxes or before I file? This is for a non-U.S. resident that is married to a U.S. citizen.
You file the W-7 with the tax return.
Mansour would like to know, I'm a U.S. citizen and I'd like to file for my brother who is here illegally. He was on an immigration hold after spending some time in jail for a petty crime. Is it okay to file for him?
I would, if he was in immigration hold, I would come in and see me first before you do anything.
Okay, and that's, I've got one more, sorry, I've got one more last minute from Ivy Lynn. I have a cousin who came to the United States with her 2 children almost 2 years ago. When they were to go back, their house was vandalized, so she ended up staying here, got married, and now the husband has lost his job and became homeless. He got verbally abusive and abandoned them. What can be done, and can the grandmother adopt the kids, who is currently the one taking care of them financially?
How old are the kids?
It doesn't say.
I would have the grandma get guardianship and do a special immigrant juvenile. It's a lot faster. And as far as the mother's concerned, I would have her call us discuss whether there's some sort of VAWA claim for emotional abuse.
Mm-hmm. Sprout wants to know, I am an F2A and my priority date is March 23rd of 2016. After sending the DS-260, how soon can you hear from MVC?
She don't know, It really depends at this time.
Depends on what the what depends on what the priority dates are right now. Let me look them up 1 second. I don't even remember what the visa bulletin said for F2As, and while we wait for our slow internet connection, they're up to February 1st, 2016. So you should be hearing very soon, within days or weeks.
Dane would like to know, can a person come see you if they already have a lawyer?
Yeah.
Yes.
Fantastic. We have gotten through social media rapid
Thank
fire.
you!
Yay!
All right, so Squeeze, we have, we'll be back. We have Joanne, who's been waiting a long time from Palm Beach. We have to talk about USA Credit Repair. Let's talk to Joanne.
That company.
Yes,
Remember that company?
Yes, I do remember that. I do
You
remember
guys
that
remember
company.
them?
I do remember them. Jeff Bossi reminded us about page 21 about 45 minutes ago.
Okay, thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, all right.
You're the only one on that team right
Yes. Let's speak to Joanne from Palm Beach. Joanne.
Hi, hello.
How are you?
Hello, Joanne.
I'm fine, thank you. I'm Joan Morris. I'm calling on the behalf of my daughter. I'm a visitor here. I travel on my visa. I'm traveling on a good while. I'm traveling here, so my daughter decided to do my filing. But the problem, we want to know if we have to do the I-30 and the I-85 along with the work permit, if we can file the three of those.
1 second. How long have you been in the United States?
90 days or more.
More than 90 days? Okay, yeah. Then you're going to do an I-485, an I-130, an I-765, an I-864, the whole adjustment package. If you need help, you got to do it all together one time. If you need help, hold on 1 second, okay? All right, Squeeze.
All right.
Why don't you give him our number here at Spar and Bernstein?
You sure you want me to do something here?
Please, yes.
You sure?
Yes, I'm going to let you do something.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay, 1-800-529-5465. That's the number for the law offices of Spar and Bernstein. Do remember that we have 2 editions each and every single day of the Brad and Squeeze Show, 9 a.m. and 12 noon, 6 days a week. The office is open 6 days a week.
Yes.
Yes.
5 days a week we do the show. 6 days a week.
And also in Hartford.
And Hartford, 1 Congress Street.
We're going to be doing our grand opening show there very shortly.
Very nice.
I heard
Yes.
we're driving someone's car.
Yes, we're driving your Ferrari up there.
No. It's too small to squeeze everyone in. All right. But with that said, I guess we're concluding now.
Yeah, but you want to talk about USA Credit?
What the hell? Why not?
Why
Got to remind everyone that they can reach out to usacreditrepairinc.com. If you have bad credit, let's say your credit score is under 700, even if it's above that, you may have negative infractions on it. Call them at 1-800-872-7177. That's 1-800-872-7177. Make that link, make the call, make the connection. If you call them right now, you will get a free consultation. They may even give you 30 days of free credit repair. But call them right now at 1-800-872-7177 and get a full analysis of what your credit is all about and where it's at right now. Thanks a lot for our partner, usacreditrepairinc.com.
Right. We have some last-minute stragglers. You want to deal with them?
Sure, why not?
You want to deal with the last-minute straggler? Yeah. Michael, last-minute straggler from Stamford, Connecticut, with an immigration question.
Connecticut.
Yeah, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
How are you guys doing?
What's
Good
up?
morning.
Okay. Yes, my question is, I sent in my I-751 like a year ago. Today is exactly 1 year, and today is the priority date. I haven't heard anything back from them yet, so I'm wondering if I should come see you guys or should I just wait a little bit more?
You can come see us, but the I-751s routinely are taking
18 months.
14 to 18 months.
But
I don't know if you did it jointly or what the
Yes,
circumstances.
it was jointly, yes.
Right. So, I mean, around 14 months when it's jointly, depending on the documentation that you presented. But you don't worry. I mean, you certainly can come in and we can review and see what's going on. But at the end of the day, it's taking a while for the I-751s.
yeah, you want to make sure you're on the right track. You don't want to wait to the last second then find out you're screwed. But you won't hear for another few months. But again, yes, come in and see us. Okay?
Okay, all right, thank you.
Hold on.
All right.
All right, let's
a
go
lot.
to... Oops. Let's go to Michelle in Queens. Michelle,
Hi, good morning.
how are you?
I'm trying to ask a question. I'm a green card holder, and I was married to a U.S. citizen, and I was filing my citizenship. I went to the interview. The lady said I passed, and I didn't have my husband ID with me at the time. I had his passport, but not his ID. And
Isn't the passport
she
an
told
ID?
me, I had his passport, yeah.
But isn't
she wanted his driver's license.
Why? You have a passport. Isn't the last I checked, passport's identification.
That's what I told her. She said, no, I need his driver's license. I didn't have it at the moment with me. She said, send a copy to her. I send it within the 15 days, and I try to call back to see if they received it or not. She gave me an address to mail it. I mailed it in, but I never heard anything. Then I received a letter in the mail stating that I failed to show up to an interview. So I tried calling to immigration.
Michelle, you're doing this all without a lawyer?
I did it without a lawyer, yes.
That's exactly why you are in your position. Hold on, we are going to have to help you. And the reason why, Shannon just whispered kind of to me, the reason why they asked for the driver's license is they want to make sure that the driver's license, the address on the driver's license indicates that he's living in the same household as you, that he changed his address or that you're living together. But hold on one second. That's why you have lawyers, Michelle. Hold on, okay? All right. Squeeze. USA Credit Repair. USA Credit Repair.
Thanks a lot for them. Make sure you go to their
USA
website.
Credit Repair.
And check it out.
1-800-872-7177. They're going to give you... We had Shannon, just so you know, there was a woman, all right? If you think USA Credit Repair is a joke, okay? We had a woman call us 2 days ago. Said, I called up USA Credit Repair, and within 30 days, my credit went up 140 points. That's what I said. I went like this. Whoa. And
140.
What?
140.
140 points in 30 days. And Squeeze is like, wow, I'm way too good. And so 140 points.
Rock stars only. Man.
140 points in 30 days. And she said now she can go apply for her mortgage to get her home. And she was the happiest. She was as happy as a kid in Disneyland. That's how happy she was.
She was very,
so
very
if you don't, so if you think USA Credit's a joke, it ain't, because we just heard it 2 days ago. Call them right now, 1-800-872-7177. That's 1-800-872-7177. By the way, talking about the happiest place in the world, Annette's calling from Orlando. Should we speak to her? Why not? Annette, you're calling from Orlando. Annette, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
What's going on?
Okay, I'd just like to ask a question.
Yes.
Can an IR beneficiary who is now a LR size a I, A24 for a child who is aging out?
I just heard I don't know.
For a child that's aging.
Give me all these letters and numbers again. What did you want to do?
For a child that's aging out.
Can an IR1 beneficiary who is a LRI
LPR
who's a resident now.
She's a resident now.
Size IA24 for a child who is aging out.
No. The IA24, that's to include the child on your application. The answer is no. You need a separate application. If you were an immediate relative, was it through a spouse or through a parent?
With a spouse.
Okay, your spouse, did you marry the spouse before the kid was 18?
After.
Okay, you got to file the I-130. Unfortunately, he's going to age out.
Oh, sorry, he's not going to age out as yet. It's the latter part of the year he'll be aging out. So you say it won't work.
File the I-130 right now. If you don't do it, he'll never get here. File the I-130 right now. He may or may not age out. I don't know what all the situation. File the I-130. If you do nothing else today, okay? If you don't go food shopping and get your hair done, that's not as important as filing the I-130. You do it as the IRLPR, which basically means she's the mother who has the green card. Okay? Do it now, okay?
Yes.
Got it. All right. And by the way, Squeeze, hold on if you need help. By the way, Squeeze, we're going to welcome Stephanie from Mount Vernon. It's now called The Show That Never Ends. Stephanie from Mount Vernon, welcome to The Show That Never Ends.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. What I want to ask is, I called and asked you a question the other day about my husband on the Medicaid. Apparently, he hasn't used it. He has never used it before. So does he have to cancel it or just leave it as it is?
If he's never used it, get off it, because if he's filing for you, you're better off not to
he never used it. He never used it.
He's filing for you?
Yes.
Okay, get off it. He's not using it. There's no need for it. It just hurts your case. It doesn't help.
So he has to cancel it.
He should cancel it. Okay? I'm not telling anybody not to do something that they need help with, but if you're telling me he's not using it, then cancel it because it doesn't help your case.
Okay. And one more question. This has to do with my father. My father is in Jamaica, and he was with my step. Well, they're not married yet because they were together for 7 years. But because her mom was fighting for her, she didn't want to marry to him, and then it would hinder her from coming. So she came up, and now she'll be here 5 years this year. They're getting married. What I want to ask you, how long does it take for her to file for him, or does she have to get?
Who's filing for who? Who's filing for who?
My stepmom to be will file for my dad.
Okay, so it's a marriage case. It'll take about a year.
Yes.
About a year.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
You're very welcome.
Thank you so much.
Okay, hold on if you need help. All right. So Squeeze.
You want to end the show now?
I just wanted to say one thing about Medicaid, which makes me sick. Has nothing to do with what we're talking about today. But did you see Donald Trump said that he is allowing states now, if you want to apply for Medicaid, the states are allowed to deny you Medicaid if you don't have a job. How the hell could you have a job if you're sick? Okay, if you're sick in bed, all right, and you need Medicaid, it's because you have a health problem. How could they make somebody with a health problem who's sick in bed go get a job? What happens if somebody needs Medicaid because they broke their leg? How the hell are they going to work? What if they have cancer? How the hell are you going to work?
You've got to be a billionaire. You've got to be Donald Trump.
It was just the most ridiculous thing I ever saw in my entire life. It's so anti-logical. You give somebody Medicaid so they can get better, and then they can get a job.
You're an angry elf.
I'm not angry elf. I'm just telling you what it is. All right. There it is. By the way, Shannon, thank you very much for joining us and for lending your great insight in everything that's going on. Squeeze, wonderful job with USA Credit Repair. She's fantastic.
I've known her for like 10 years now. More than that.
Yeah, she's been with us for more than 10 years. Right?
I've been here almost 20.
What?
I've been here almost 20.
Yes. You know how many years? I've been here 30. All right, so the telephone number for Spar and Bernstein is 1-800-529-5465. USA Credit Repair, great job also. 1-800-872-7177. We'll be back at 12 o'clock. Thanks for watching.
Thank you so much. The proceeding was informational only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein Law Firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easily remembered, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465.